going to show you how to make some pecan milk. Normally I make almond milk, and I realized I didn't have any soaked almonds. Almonds take 8 to 12 hours to soak in order to get the full nutrition and to ease the digestion of eating nuts. Pecans also take soaking time, but I have some pecans stored that have been soaked and then dehydrated. I dehydrate them to preserve them in glass jars, and then I can eat them as I want to. So I'm going to put a cup of pecans in my Vitamix, and I'm also going to add a couple of Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are a great source of selenium, so a lot of times I'll throw one in my smoothie or in my milk that I'm making. Okay, and then all we do is we add 3 to 4 cups of water. I say 3 to 4 cups because if you're just using the milk for coffee and you like it really creamy, you can use less water, 2 to 3 cups, rather than 3 to 4. But if you're using it for cereals and things like that, it doesn't need to be quite as thick. So now what we're going to do is blend that up. And then what we're going to do is pour it through a milk bag. These are milk bags. You could use something like cheesecloth, but if you're going to be making your own nut milks, you really need to invest in a milk bag. They're about $10. And what I'm going to do is put it over this pitcher and just pour this in. Now what we're going to do is strain off the pulp. And then what will be left is the nut milk. The pulp can be used for other things. You could put it in smoothies since you're having fiber in smoothies anyway. Or you can freeze it. What I'm going to do is put it in a Ziploc freezer bag and freeze it until I make some dehydrated crackers and flatbreads and things like that. You could also dehydrate the pulp and then grind it up into a powder in your food processor, and then you have pecan flour or almond flour, for instance. So what I'm going to do now is basically milk it. This is how you milk nuts. Here's this milk bag. And then if you'd like your nut milks flavored, you can then take this liquid, this milk, put it back in the blender, and add some things to flavor it. Some options might be, I might add just a touch of sea salt and maybe some vanilla powder or vanilla extract. You could add some cinnamon. If you like things sweet, some maple syrup. Maybe a couple of dates to sweeten it. Really need a high-powered blender to really grind up those dates usually. Vitamix or a Blendtec usually does the trick. And in another video, we're going to be making almond cheese. And basically, with the cheese, you actually keep the pulp as the cheese. And the liquid, which you use less of, is actually discarded, or you can drink it. Making almond cheese is actually a very easy process, so look for that video. I usually make nut milks either with coconut, almonds, pecan, Brazil nuts, hemp hearts is good. You can make oat milk. Soak the oats overnight. Then you can make milk with that. If you don't want to use fresh coconut for coconut milk, you can actually get coconut flakes and soak them in warm water. Blend them up and strain off the pulp. Now when you make your own nut milks, it will separate in the fridge, so you do need to stir it up a little bit or shake your jar before pouring it out. So we've got just about all of the liquid out of here. And again, I'm going to save that pulp and put it in the freezer for later. But right now, what we're going to do is pour this back in the blender. don't like my nut milks real sweet. So all I'm going to do, you really don't need to add anything. All I'm going to do is just do a little touch of salt, sea salt, a little bit of vanilla powder. And we'll blend it up again. And voila! Taste. That's delicious. Quality of the nuts that you purchase does matter. Keep that in mind. And we'll put that in the fridge and we'll drink it within 4 to 5 days. And there you have it. Thanks for watching.